How's it going, everybody? RazingHel here, and today I'm going to do my first unit profile video for Civilization 6, and we are taking a look at the Inquisitor. It is one of 3 units specifically linked to religions in the game. To get access to an Inquisitor, if you go here to your religion screen, first you have to make sure you have a religion to begin with. If you have only adopted the religion of another civilization, it is not possible to enable the Inquisitor, at least in my experience. If you have evidence to the contrary, please let me know, but I am pretty much convinced that you cannot. So anyway, my Inquisitor is currently not enabled. If we take a look at my founding city right here, it has a shrine in it, which is required to build. Let's open up the city panel, take a look at the buildings. It has both the shrine and the temple built in it, so it is possible for me to build an Inquisitor, or technically buy one with faith, because all religious units must be bought with faith, but I can't. You can see right here in my units tab, it's unavailable. So what you need to do is first hire an apostle. I've done so. Right here is my apostle, and in its unit action bar, you'll see a Launch Inquisition button. This is the button that is missing if you have not founded the religion. If you select an apostle without having founded the religion that apostle is linked to, this button will not appear. So once you have the apostle selected, simply click the Start Inquisition button. This will completely destroy the prophet, but at the same time, it will enable the Inquisitor. Right there, you can see it now. Now, do not take these numbers that you see here for the amount of faith that each costs as hard and fast, because they all scale up as you purchase more of these units. So for example, even though the Inquisitor is the cheapest now, if you keep buying Inquisitors, the price will rise, similar as if you keep buying Apostles or keep buying Missionaries. Now you'll notice of these 3 units right now, the Inquisitor is relatively cheap, and that's because it's primarily a defensive unit. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, buy it for 50 faith. So right here you can see my Inquisitor, and I think we're going to have to go ahead and end this turn, so that way we can actually see some of its actions for next turn. Okay, so we have moved on to the next turn now, and as you can see, my Inquisitor has all 4 of its movement points, and right here is the button that says Remove Heresy. And you'll also notice that in the unit's action bar here, the Remove Heresy button is available, and this is because the city it is next to, in this case my capital, has a little bit of a foreign religion in it. I'm not sure if you can quite see the little overlay right there, but it says 2 of the civilians, of 2 of these 8 civilians, or 2 of these 8 population in this city are Protestants, and the other 5 are Jews. So what I need to do, since I have founded the Jewish religion in this instance, I need to remove the heresy, essentially. So right there. And now if we select the religious unit again, it brings up the overlay. And as you can see, all of the heretical religions have been purged from my capital. And the Inquisitor has 3 spreads, essentially, and when it says spreads in this context, it means essentially removals. So what you're going to be doing with the Inquisitor, by and large, most of the time, is removing foreign religions, or religions that are not founded by yourself, from the city. Another thing that the Inquisitor can be used for is attacking other units. Now, you'll notice a big difference here between units that are located inside your borders and units that are located outside your borders. So here, for example, we have a Spanish missionary, which is Catholic, and another Spanish missionary, which is also Catholic. One is inside my borders, one is outside my borders, and look at the difference here. If I attack, let's see here, if I drag, see I can drag the unit bar over here. It's going to take 4 turns because the unit ran out of movement points. But as you can see, the outcome for this attack is a minor victory in my borders, but a major defeat outside my borders. As you can see, this missionary is going to kill me in 1 hit. If I attack this missionary outside my borders, it's going to kill me in 1 hit. But if I attack the missionary inside my borders, I'm going to win by a small margin. So now, if you're not aware of how religious combat works in Civilization 6, you do not have to be at war with the civilization to fight the religious units. And there are, like I pointed out, there are 3 main religious units. One is the missionary, one is the apostle, and one is the Inquisitor. The missionary, which are what we're looking at here, they cannot attack me, but I can attack them since I'm using an Inquisitor. So missionaries cannot attack, but they can spread religions. Apostles can attack and spread religions, and the Inquisitor can attack and remove religions from your cities. So what you're going to be using the Inquisitor for mainly is defense purposes. You're going to be using it within your borders to remove the heretical religions that your competitors have spread there, as well as to attack apostles and missionaries that come into your borders as well. Now, it is important to note that the apostle is a little bit stronger than the actual Inquisitor is, but given the fact that you're fighting in your home territory, it means you're going to have easy access to healing the Inquisitor, and all of the religious units can heal, providing you have them stationed in the holy site. So, for example, right here is where my Inquisitor currently is standing. That is a holy site. It is a unique district. It's not a unique district. It is a district. Right here you can see. And that is where religious units appear when purchased, and it's also where they can heal. So I think that is one thing that is commonly overlooked by a lot of people is, number one, that religious units can heal, and that number two, you can actually attack some religious units with some other religious units. So I hope that pretty much covers how it works. You cannot use the Inquisitor to remove religions from cities that are not your own. For example, there are cities over here. If I select the Inquisitor again, you can see they do not have any of my religion in them, but if I move over there, I will not be able to enter the borders, or if I do have open borders, I will not be able to use the Inquisitor, the launch Inquisition action. So with that said, I'm going to move over to a more advanced game, and I'm going to show you some actual religious combat. Okay, so here we are in a game that I am currently in 1976. And let's get rid of the, there we go. Let's get rid of the religious overlay. You can see I've developed quite nicely, but here we have Rome, and they are sort of opposing me in terms of what they're doing here with their religion. They have a couple of Inquisitors in their borders, and they continually remove the spread of, what is this, Protestantism in favor of their own religion. Now, I have not founded Protestantism. If we go here to my religions, you can see I'm working towards a religion, and for this reason, it is impossible for me to sacrifice an apostle. For example, right here is an apostle, to launch an Inquisition. I can only use them to spread religion. If we take a look at my city here, purchase with faith, this is a city that has a temple. You can see only the missionary and apostle are available. So, like I pointed out, you can't use Inquisitors if you have not founded the religion that is the current majority in your city. So here is an apostle, right here is an Inquisitor. As you can see, my odds in this case are quite good because the Inquisitor does not have really any health left. But if you take a look at their actual stats, you can see the base strength of 110 versus the Apostle's base strength of 115, which means there's like a 5-point difference there. And that in most cases, you're going to be able to win by defending, providing you're on a holy site. So right here is, that's a commercial hub actually. So apparently Rome does not have a healing spot in their land right there, but if they did, they would be able to station their Inquisitor there, and even if I was attacking it like through multiple turns, since they would be standing on that holy site, they would also be healing every turn. So let's go ahead and, there we go, just like that. And you forgot, okay, you can see the little points right there. What it did, whenever your units win a battle, whenever your religious units, I should say, win a battle, whether it be attacking or defending, your religion, the religion of the unit that won, increases in the surrounding cities, and the religion of the unit that lost decreases. So for example, we can see right here in the case of Ravana, now there are only 2 followers of Buddhism, but there are also now 2 followers of Protestantism. And as you can see by this little arrow next to it, it's on the rise. So there's more pressure being exerted by these 2 cities around it now due to the little combat that took place there, as well as Argos here has only 1 follower of Buddhism there. So that is pretty much how Inquisitors work in the game. It also touched a little bit on apostles and missionaries, but not specifically in terms of what their tactical ability, their tactical uses would be. One other thing I thought I'd point out is the fact that you can tell which city has founded the religion because there are going to be 2 little circles inside this big religious circle. So whenever you have the religion overlay on, you'll notice there is this circle around the city that sort of shows the makeup of the various citizens and the religious affiliation in that city. If you're looking at the city that has founded a religion, there are going to be 2 little circles in there instead of just the usual 1. So those are a few interesting tidbits about it. Anyway, I hope that you found this useful in terms of coming to grips a little bit more with how the Inquisitor works in Civilization 6. It is not the most intuitive of units to use, and there is just not, in general, a whole lot of documentation for especially the religion the religious units in the game. So I hope this helped you out. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will do my best to address them. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching as always, and I hope to see you next time.